Oh, good morning. Let's see here if this is even working. Okay, got that. All right. So, we're live. A lot of interesting stuff today, I think. Gonna cover or at least talk about a lot of interesting things. I don't know whether anybody else will be interested. Um, we have a video coming out about how it's very possible you are going to lose some of your favorite bloggers. Let me turn this gain down a little bit. It seems to be overmodulating. There we go. Welcome. We certainly appreciate people showing up, that's for sure. We've got several videos coming out. First off, we've got the one coming out about the changes in YouTube that are actually have been evolving for a while, that are coming up, and YouTube has really put it. YouTube's really made it difficult. Let's just put it like that. I think you'll be interested in that video. That'll be out later this week. Arlene and I are having a pretty laid back day. She went to the store this morning, and she's not back. She's got to go pick up a couple of things that she wanted to do. She's getting ready for her trip to the province for her father's birthday. So, good morning to everybody else. Oh, and the latest thing, I guess, I saw a video this morning talking about YouTubers, vloggers, and Philippine taxes. And I actually already got a comment or a request from one of our subscribers. Would I look into it and what my opinion of it is? And so we're going to do one of those a little bit later. But I do think, this is coming now. I can tell. Oh no. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. I guess that's kind of rude. Anyway, so if you're in the channel, please let us know and say hello. Would certainly appreciate that. I don't see anything. Oh, there we go. Florida man, good morning. Mike, yeah, it's a great morning. Actually, it's a beautiful day today, which, yesterday was a beautiful day here. And then last night, it rained like cats and dogs for about an hour and a half. But it's beautiful out there now. I hope things are nice down in Florida. That's for sure. God bless you. Well, thank you so much. Some interesting stuff. I really think it's interesting anyways. Good morning, James. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. We'll touch on the subject, quite frankly, of one of the videos that's coming out this week. And I'm going to tell you right now, it was difficult. I actually did that video that's going to be coming out. I think it's going to come out Wednesday or Thursday. I did that video 5 times. I did it, deleted it, and redid it again 5 times. It is such a difficult video to get across because it affects subscribers, viewers, and even content creators. And I think it's important that people recognize that. The next video after that is going to be about taxes, reporting income, and everything that goes along with that with respect to vloggers here in the Philippines, which actually affects everybody because it is income. And does it apply to you? But I have a little bit more research I have to do on that, so it's nowhere near ready to even give an opinion on. Arlene, like I said, is getting ready to go to her father's, getting ready to go to the province, to our house in the province, to celebrate her father's birthday, which normally I would go, but we're also going to Fiesta in August, and I just can't justify flying down to Mindanao, spending 7 days, flying back, then 15 days later, flying back to Mindanao to spend another 2 weeks for Fiesta. Good morning, Ricky. Hope you're doing well. I hope everybody's doing well, actually. Good morning, Mitch. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We really do try to stay drama-free. We try very best to put the accurate information out there, and we try to be fair and objective in our opinions. I know I got a lot of crap yesterday about a video that I had done previously about scammers. I got a big, nasty email, and I replied. I did a video a couple, weeks, maybe a month ago about, is your girlfriend or wife going to cheat on you? And to make a long story short, this guy replies that I have no idea, that I've lived here too long and now I think like a Filipino, that all Filipinos are cheaters and liars, and he just really degrades people. So I told him point blank, you know what? That's really a wicked, racist statement, and I disagree. So we had some little terse exchanges, and I didn't ban him. He's still able to comment and everything else. We keep our channel open for everybody's opinions. So, that's why we think some people enjoy it or enjoy our program and don't. There you go. Have a nice day. Yeah, there you go. It was Every Man Has a Story. I don't know who went after Paul and the BIR. I did see it. It's something we kind of stay out of. We've gotten, to be very clear, we don't get involved in the drama in Dumaguete for sure. And we don't get involved in any drama here in Angeles. Just like everybody, just like you guys, that are sitting out there, you have people you like, people you don't really like, but you listen to. And that's kind of like the same way we are. World Zoom just had the BIR contact him about blogging. Seems the bloggers in Duma are eating each other up. He said you need a working visa to blog and registered tax number. Well, James, some of that's true, and some of it's not accurate. I have sent an email to, in case you don't know, in my previous life, we had a very, very, very large healthcare company. And we used one of the largest healthcare law firms in the nation, one of the most prestigious, actually, out of Chicago. They have multiple representation in areas besides healthcare. One of those areas is international law. I utilize them as well because they have several attorneys here in Manila that are a part of this affiliation that they do. And so I've sent them an email asking for a little bit more clarification. Oh, somebody downvoted me. One of my trolls, I'm assuming. Sharky, nice to see you, young man. I'm glad you're here. So we're going to get some more clarification on the BIR tax thing. I'm a 13A. I don't need a worker's permit. I don't need a permit or a visa to work in the Philippines. And quite frankly, we've never actually collected a dime of YouTube money yet. It's just sitting there in YouTube. It has not been paid out to us, but we make so little, it really doesn't matter. But that's going to actually be a part of one of the next blogs. I don't know if any of you are familiar with what creators have if you're in the beta program, and we are not. But, well, I'll go up and tell you about this in just a second. If your blog is about Philippines or Filipinos, it appears you're earning money in the Philippines. It's possible. I don't know how that really works. Suppose I was in America physically and doing blogs about Filipinos, I wouldn't be earning money in the Philippines. But you know what? I think it's open to certain interpretations for sure. Sharky, I'm glad to be here. Well, we're glad to have you, that's for sure. Zoom said he made $34 in 2022. Yeah, because I saw his video this morning. It came up on my feed. I don't subscribe to him, but it came up on my feed. And so I watched it while I was drinking coffee. And he also noted it was only about a week or a week and a half's worth of revenue from the time he got monetized to the end of the year. Trust me, his numbers are doing better. But that brings us to the bulk of the conversation of the video that we're going to put forward down this week. And it actually impacts all of you, whether you're a viewer, a subscriber, or a creator. And it's the promotions program that YouTube is rolling out. If you are a blogger and you're in your YouTube studio, off to the left-hand side of the toolbar or whatever, you have a category called Earn. If you click on that, if you're in the beta program, you're going to have a tab called Promotions. And it's something that YouTube's been working on since August of 2022. So soon to be a year. And I think that this is going to cause all of us to lose some of our favorite channels. There are a lot of great YouTube channels out there that are small. They are just barely eking it by. You know, I put us even in that category because we really don't generate any income. But for us, YouTube is really a labor of love. It's something we enjoy. We like to come up with ideas. We like to edit. We like to present things, and we like to use it for dialogue and communication, to listen to what other people have to say. Well, that's all providing you can get your video in front of people to say something so that they can listen to it. And although the YouTube algorithm is very, very complicated, and they've made it even more complicated between channel tags and video tags and descriptions and everything else, you know, all of that combined is what gets our video to be prompted. That's just like one of the big driving forces is that thumbs up. The faster the video gets initial thumbs up, the more it's being pushed out at its earliest point. And that's a big deal. The second thing is what percentage of people are looking at your video at the 30-second and 2-minute mark. Those things are also important. Good morning, Ruby. It's getting close. You're going to be here soon. Hope you're doing well. So what I was getting at is that, the smaller YouTubers have to get their video out there. And we all know that actually YouTube is already pay for play. If you look at the big giant channels, these guys are putting tons of money into their videos. And so be it. I mean, production studios, teams, thumbnail makers, content writers, SEO wizards, all of those things. But the little channels, they can't afford that. But now there's another thing, and that's what's going to happen to hurt the little channels even worse. Do you realize, I know that many of you are not creators, or you may be considering it but aren't yet. Do you realize that YouTube cut the requirements for monetization? So they cut the requirements for monetization. They introduced partial monetization. Why did they do that? Well, they did it because people are giving up on trying to reach the point of monetization. And that partial monetization doesn't pay squat. Ruby says, it's 3 weeks and it's not as if I'm counting. I am sure you're not, Ruby. I will tell you, I know you're staying here at Candy Palace. We just were notified yesterday. Everything on the menu went up 100 pesos. Now, that's what they told us. I don't know if it was exactly everything, but the price of food has finally hit them. But they haven't had a price change since, pandemic. The price has been the same as it's always been. So the cost of goods has gone up. So anyways, getting back to what I was saying, now it's going to take the pay for play a step further. If you go into that promotions tag, if you have it, we don't even have the promotions tag, but a couple of our friends do. And two things about them. Number one, both of them are in the U.S., and both of them have over 100,000 subscribers. So maybe they were looking to beta test on a specific range and location. I don't know. But I have been told it's rolling out worldwide soon. So if you go into that promotions, what happens? Well, now you can actually buy ads on videos. So it happens, and you've always been able to buy ads on videos, but now what you've been able to do is to go in, your campaign is what they call it, is a video. You say, I want this video, your video, and I'm going to want this age group, and I want this demographic and this location and whatever, and you can pay. So what happens now is YouTube has always said we're not going to allow money. We're only going to organically promote videos. Well, that's not true anymore at all. They're saying the algorithm is one thing and the paid promotions are totally separate. Well, that's not true. So this is going to hurt, I think, a lot of small creators. Hiya, Tin Whistle. How you doing, young man? I hope you're doing well. But even more so as viewers, it's going to hurt you, because you're going to find out that there are going to be less people putting forth the effort to get done what needs to be done to get videos out there. And so if you look at it, how much does Google really get? Well, first off, Google gets 45% of your ad revenue. So they get 45% pre-tax of every penny you make before taxes. Then there's super chats and stickers. They get 30% commission on each one of those. Then after that, there's channel memberships, and they get 30% of that as well. Now, I understand. James says inflation defies gravity, proven in quantum mechanics. I'll tell you, it really does defy a whole lot of things, without a doubt. Tin Whistle says he's doing well. Hope you and your wife and family doing well. Thank you. We are. We're doing very well. So I think what now happens is how do you, as a viewer, and how do you as a creator, support or encourage other creators to continue to make good stuff? For instance, our stuff is pretty run-of-the-mill type stuff, okay? We don't get into the drama, and we don't make funny jokes a whole lot, although I'd like to. I just not smart enough to make humor, I guess. But you've got people like Finn Snow, or you've got people like Justin over at Critter Hunter. You've got people giving out great advice. All of that being said, they're not making squat. You can go on YouTube right now, and you can do a search and see all of the channels complaining about their lack of content payment. And there are documented spreadsheets out there showing where people are getting between 15% and 80% less for every 1,000 views than they were 2 years ago. And this is Google just making money. So how do you do this? How do you help? Well, the first thing you can do is obviously watch their videos. The second thing you can do is subscribe to them. If you've got people that are making content, or you come across content that you like, subscribe. And then watch their videos. And then the next thing you can do is hit that thumbs up. That thumbs up really is one of the easiest ways to beat the algorithm. That thumbs up is so important. It really is. And then finally, there's another way. One that I think is far more fair to the creators that you can help them with. Now, I'm going to say this, that I'm not blowing a plug out there. You don't have to do it. Everybody that knows us knows we don't do this for the money. For us, it's just because we like making videos and content, and for the family that we've created, the camaraderie and everything that goes along with it. But there are two other programs. If a creator has Patreon, that Patreon takes far, far smaller a cut than YouTube. And you supporting them directly through Patreon is a big help for them. And then there's the method that we use. And I'm only going to put it up there so you can use it as an example. Please don't feel like I'm trying to talk you into doing it. Whoops, that's not it, is it? Not at all. book, buy me a coffee. That's it. So buy me a coffee is far less of a cut that the creator that you support will get. They will get a far bigger cut. And for many of the smaller guys, I don't want to use any one location as an example, but I consider a small channel anything under 20,000 subscribers. And I consider anything under 5,000 subscribers a micro channel. And like we're in that micro channel position. But for those small channels, the way things are going right now, unless they've got a tremendous niche that is really getting them a lot of views and a lot of watch time per session, they're not making enough money to validate doing it, spending their time on it. But that is what it is. So if you'd like to support somebody, obviously you can send them stickers and super chats, and none of us will complain about that. That's for sure. But Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee is better all the way around than putting the money through YouTube and letting YouTube collect. So let's talk about anything else. How about you guys? Do you guys have any questions or anything you'd like to discuss? We're not prepared right now to discuss the tax issue. I'm still waiting on more information on that. But what else would you like to discuss? I'm certainly open to many different topics. Arlene's out this morning already. She's gone to the pharmacy to pick up my meds to make sure I'm fully stocked before she heads to the province. And then she's going to head over to JJ's to pick up a couple odds and ends. And then she'll be back. Other than that, I don't think we're doing a whole lot today. I think we're pretty much laying low. It's a typical Sunday for us. We try and tend to, just lay around the house, relax, spend time together. We live very simple lives. We're not out and about all over the place all of the time. But it is, a beautiful day today. And I don't know, I think a couple of our friends are going to be down at the pool later today, and we may go over and visit with them for a while. Otherwise, I'm going to be watching some of the other live streams, working on a couple of other videos, and we'll figure it out step by step. Florida man, how's the food at Candy Palace? Actually, you know what? It's pretty darn good. The portion sizes are large. The food itself, I've never had anything there that I don't like. They have a cashew chicken curry that is really, really good. They have a chicken arborata. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but it's like a pasta in a tomato sauce. It's a little spicy with chicken and drum. I don't know, what do you call a little shriveled up tomato, sun-dried tomatoes in it. Their pizza is tolerable. I like their pizza. I'm not a big fan of the pizza sauce, but it's loaded. You can get their overload pizza, which is loaded with onions and green peppers and veggies that I like. I really and truly do. If you want an all cheese, really good cheese straight up, then, you might want to try a couple of other places. It seems there's a lot of hands trying to get whatever income you make out of YouTube. Yeah, Ruby, there is. But it's all, the same hand. It's all Google. Google is, 45% of the ad revenue they get, 30% of super stickers and super chats, and 30% of channel memberships. I mean, there are YouTubers in Angeles right now that a couple of them are really good and a couple of them are very funny. And in turn, I don't think they're going to be around much longer because at some point, it's just not worth the effort that they put into it. But either way, Florida man, the food's good. I mean, I don't hesitate to order room service if we don't feel like cooking or going out. Is raining season over, Sharky? You know what? I don't think so. It's a beautiful day this morning. Yesterday it was a beautiful day. And last night it poured like hell. We actually even had a brownout for about 15, 20 minutes here. Now, we have emergency backup generators here at Palace, so we had emergency lights and everything. But for about 15 minutes, this whole area, and we had a friend that was down at Walking Street, and he said they had a brownout also at the same time. So, I don't think it's over yet because it's still raining. Tin Whistle says, I think the Raw Facts channel has been rather active in trying to stir up trouble for those expats making money for doing videos on YouTube. I don't know. I don't watch the Raw Facts. So I can't really give you a lot of content about how I feel about them. I don't think that YouTubers need to sit around and bash other YouTubers. I think it's up to the viewers to bash them. All right? The viewers should sit there and say, hey, you're a piece of shit. That's a bad opinion. It shouldn't be up to another channel to push out there and try and find people to call that channel a piece of shit. But, you know what? It is what it is. Their cuts, Ruby says their cuts are more than the tax rates we pay here in Australia. Not only that, Ruby, but those cuts are all pre-tax. So in other words, there's still taxes to pay on top of that. BT and Betty, you know what? BT's got a channel. He'll tell you. Moon River, good morning, young lady. How are you today? BT will tell you. BT, you've got a pretty big channel, all right? Or, way bigger than mine. Would you say that the amount of money you get paid for every 1,000 views today is significantly less than what you were getting paid a year ago or 2 years ago by YouTube? Because that's the general consensus, but maybe BT will answer that for us. Moon River, what are you up to this morning? What do how's things going? Haven't seen you in a while, although you were here, I think, the last live stream. I hope you're doing well, that's for sure. Either way, though, Google gets its cut. But the best way that you can support a channel and a creator is to either donate through Buy Me a Coffee or through Patreon. Because I'm going to tell you, there are going to be small channels that are going to go away. With this new thing of promotions, the promotions thing is going to make it a completely unlevel playing field. It is going to be totally pay for play. So if you don't have money, you can't buy ads. If you can't buy ads, you don't get to skip the algorithm, which seems to be almost impossible to predict on a daily basis. I can do 2 videos with 2 identical descriptions, titles, tags, everything else, and the algorithm picks them up differently. So, Ruby, looks like vloggers in the fields caught the crab mentality of trying to pull down others who are doing good. Yes, Ruby, it does, doesn't it? We've always believed that people should just not attack other people. Isn't it enough if Ruby and I, and actually Ruby and I are members of several similar channels, all right? We're members of the same channels, a couple of same channels, all right? And Ruby and BT as well. If we're not happy with what they're saying, if we don't like them, we can comment on the video. I don't think we need to have somebody out there prompting each other. Now, the interpersonal bullshit that's going on between a couple of people here and there, that's just simply goes to give you a view into their character. And that goes into the people that you just shouldn't deal with. Moon River says she's just cleaning the house. Siblings will be on vacation here in the Philippines. Oh, when are they coming? Are they coming here? Siblings will be. So are they not living? They don't live in the Philippines, Moon? BT says, I don't get views out here in the province, but I couldn't tell you, Mike. I've only been paid a couple times and it wasn't for much, but I do my channel for the records of my life. Yeah, BT, it's a passion, and I get it. I really and truly do. I try, but most views I get is family and friends. That I understand. I really do. It sounds like mimicking YouTube, where the rich gets richer and the poor gets poorer. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to make it sound like that. I really don't, Ruby. I don't mean it to come across in a negative way. I think that, but I think there's reality to that. I mean, I can't make a video of me going out and giving 50,000 pesos to 10 different people just for doing something silly. I would never be able to make up for that on the views that I would get. But if you're sponsored, if you have a national sponsor or an international sponsor or whatever, you can do those kinds of things. I saw a YouTube guy one time who said his video made about $1,800. His cost for the video was about $4,000. But because he was sponsored, he made a profit of about $5,000 because the sponsor covered all that in advance. So, I mean, that's what it kind of comes to. BT is building a community is the key. Certainly is. It certainly is. And that's what I worry about these smaller bloggers. I worry about the small guys that build a community and go through all the trouble of building a community and then turn around and don't make enough to buy a beer after going through that effort. Tin Whistle. The Angeles City channels I watch regularly are yours and Philly in the Philippines. It's Our Life in the Philippines, and a few others I like to try to avoid drama queens who seek the attention of drama. Well, Tim, thank you so much for watching us on a routine basis. We always appreciate that. That's, that's more than making money. That's what actually is good. That's what makes us feel good. Like I said, we didn't get into YouTube to make money. We got into YouTube to have something to do and have fun and stay active and intellectually engage. And we've certainly been able to do that. Moon says 1 in the U.S., 1 in Ireland, and 2 from Australia. Holy crap, Moon. So, Moon, 1 in the U.S., 1 in Ireland, and 2 from Australia. Are they all married to foreigners? Tell us, why are you still in the Philippines? That'd be interesting. BT says, you're building your community really well, Mike. I've seen the people who grow and make money on YouTube develop a community first, and then it goes. Well, thanks, BT. You know what? We try and be as honest and forthright and reliable as possible. Even the guy that was so racist in his comment the other day about one of the videos and how he was so adamant about Filipinos are all cheaters and scammers and thousands of American men have lost their entire life savings to him. I just called him out, called him a racist, but I did not ban him. If you're not personally attacking an individual, we don't ban people. We are open to everybody's opinion. We want everybody's opinion. We really do. It's you, the viewers, that really make a huge difference to us. If we don't hear other people's opinions and we aren't able to think about that and digest what they say and have a reasonable conversation, well, crap, we haven't accomplished anything. And I think that's what's important to accomplish. BT says, well. James says, I'm thinking about going to the island in northern Cebu next month, watching videos. There's beaches there way better than Boracay. I will tell you right now, James, I was so impressed with Bohol. This is the second time we've been to Bohol. I was super impressed the first time, but this past trip to Bohol was absolutely astounding. There are better places than Boracay. Last time we were in Boracay, I think in February. And I can tell you right now, it was a zoo. It was absolutely a zoo. It's packed. It's slammed. It's just, you know what? If you're coming here to vacation and you want all the conveniences of walking down the quote-unquote boardwalk and having all the shopping, local shopping and restaurants and bars, that's all great. But if you're looking for serenity, I don't think Bohol is the absolute place to get it. Ruby says, I'm not much into coffee. Can I post buy me a margarita? I wish I could. I wish there was a. I think you're saying that jokingly. I don't. Is there? There's not a service called Buy Me a Margarita, is there? Is it possible? If it's not, Ruby, you may need to market that. That might be a. You know what? I think on Buy Me a Coffee, I have an option. I'll have to go look at it, but I think I actually have an option to say, buy me coffee, buy me a beer, buy me this. Maybe it gives me an option to do that. I don't know. Or maybe it gives you the option to select that. I don't know. I'll look into that, Ruby, because that'd be a great marketing idea. Florida Man says, you guys are a class act. You know what, Florida Man? That means a lot. It really and truly does. we're really very simple people. I mean, especially in comparison, our life in the U.S. was not simple. It was very, very far from it. But deep down inside, we've always been simple people. We don't need a whole lot of fancy to make us happy. We do like comfort. I worked hard. I want to be comfortable. I think you guys have all worked hard. Don't you want to be comfortable? So, yeah. Thank you, though. James says, Ruby, haha. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, Ruby might just have $1 million idea over there. Pyro is here. How you doing there, hillbilly? Hope you're not burning down the house today. Moon says, my mom and son is here with me in the Philippines. 2 are married with foreigners. 2 are married with Filipinas and engaged with a and Moon is engaged with a foreigner. Yeah, Moon, there's several people out there that are secretly in love with you. That's for sure. You've always been a very interesting person in the Discord that we go to, and in your comments and everything else. I'm sure you have your share of stalkers. And I bet you're going to have a happy, wonderful life. And I hope your mom and your son are doing great. James, good morning. I think we have about 2 more months of the rainy season. Yeah, John, I think you're correct. The rainy season should be done by September. But one of the weird things is that down in Mindanao, they have a different idea of when the rain. Their rainy season, they all say, is about 3 months different than here. Ruby, best margarita, in my opinion, Tequila Reef. You can buy me one there. You know what, BT? My wife and a couple of the girls went out to dinner last night, and they went to Margarita Station. They went to Tequila Reef. That's where they went, and had margaritas last night. And I got to tell you, BT, I'm still, for us, I think the best margarita is in Tequila Reef. Now, I will tell you, it's probably how you measure what's best, but I'm not a big drinker, but there's no way I can drink 2 of those margaritas from Tequila Reef. James says, yeah, I've been to Behold several times, so time to go somewhere else. Absolutely, James. Pyro says, I'm looking out door adventure park, zip lines, go-kart tracks, bumper boats, and ATV trails look fun. Are you looking at building one, or are you looking at going to one? And if you're going to go there, are you going to blow it up, or are you going to be civil? I'm just kidding. I love Pyro's channel sometimes. Sharky says, I agree about Boracay. One and done with that island. Great place and all. Yeah, you know what? Boracay is great to bring people when they come to the Philippines to visit it as a one-time deal. But then if you want to really impress them, spend 3 days in Boracay and then fly down to Bohol. I'm just really in love with Bohol. I have to just say that. I'm starting a rumor. Michael Etta says, I'm starting a rumor that Hunter Biden is running from drug issues to the Philippines. I got to tell you, Michael, I don't even know what to say. Let's hope you don't. I hope he never comes here. Sharky says, I've been there twice now, and yeah, I like it, but many other places to visit. Yes, Sharky, And that means, it's opened our mind up as well. There's more places. And Matthew says, Sharky, he's with you. Boracay's overrated. Florida beaches are better. You know what? Man, some of the Fort Lauderdale beaches are absolutely great. I love that huge boardwalk and the seafood at the oceanfront place. Oh, we've always loved Florida. I vacationed there and lived there for years. Absolutely. Yeah, great place if you like the crowds. Cliff Pierce. Nice to see you, Cliff. Thanks for joining us. Where are you from? I don't recognize you. Tin Whistle says, I like other channels that like it civil and keep it simple like you, such as Carefree Chris and also It's Wing. You know what? I like It's Wing. I think Wing is funny. Do you ever get down to Cebu? We've been to Cebu twice, and neither time did we ever really enjoy it. And I think that's our fault. I think it was really and truly our fault. I think I did not research it, and I didn't research it well enough, because one time it was an in-transit type of thing for a couple of days, and then one time it was a spur-of-the-moment type of thing. So we're going to give Cebu another try, but I'm going to have to research it better first. But prior to that, I think I want to give Leyte a call. Jennifer, is Philo doing well? Haven't posted anything new in a while. Jennifer, I saw him in Facebook the other day, and I know one of his better friends, or one of his best friends who lives down the street from him. And I would think that if there's anything wrong, I would know about it. And Philo is a very good acquaintance of mine. Although now that he lives over in Timog, he's a little bit different time area. But Jennifer, if you shoot me an email, I'll make sure I'll check in with Philo, tell him you're saying hello, and then I'll let you know that he replied. How's that? BT, whenever I'm in Angeles, I always grab the jumbo at Margarita Station. Then I'm done for the evening, so I'm not much for a drinking buddy. Ruby, surprisingly enough, Margarita Station is still going to be open when you get here. They have not even come close to finishing their new place, and apparently they're not being kicked out immediately at their old spot. So you'll still be able to do that. I'll tell you what I love at Margarita Station. Saturday nights, they do Mongolian barbecue. And I love their it's just all the vegetables and everything else along with the meat. It's great. And we always end up with leftovers, both of us. So it's kind of like I can get 4 meals out of 2. And it's walking distance up the street. Yeah, BT says 1 and done. Sharky says, I did Florida in the early 2000s and had a blast. It's just too close to home for me. I grew up when, for those of you that don't know this, I was born in the U.S., but I was raised in Asia until I was about 14. And during my later teen years and my early adult years, I did Florida every year. In fact, there was a period of time where I actually went to Florida for a 5-week vacation every year. So it's kind of complicated, but I loved it. Florida beaches cost 20 times more to stay at than in the Philippines. Well, sure they do. Absolutely. Everything costs more when you come right down to it. Not a whole lot you can do about it. But you know what? I found hotel rooms that are just as pricey on the beach as you can get for comparatively the same type in the Philippines as there. I think I paid, I'd have to go back. You can look at the budget video that we just released. It'll be our expenses for June. And in it, it's got the cost of our hotel. So we stayed at the Henan on Alona Beach, and none of those are actually on the beach. They're about there. The resort is on the beach, but the rooms are about 50, 60 yards back from the beach. And I think for 2 rooms for 4 or 5 nights, we paid 89,000 pesos, which still 2 rooms for 5 nights on at South Beach or in Key West, which actually doesn't have that great of beaches, but on South Beach or in Fort Lauderdale or West Palm would actually cost significantly more. Sharky says Bohol rocks. It does. Without a doubt, Sharky. Piper says, I plan to metal detect a lot of exciting stuff. Yeah, that ought to be fun. You know, Pyro, my mom, who doesn't do it anymore, but up into her 70s. Now, my mom lives at the beach in North Carolina. Okay? And up until her 70s, she routinely would go out to the beach and use her metal detector. And she's never found anything worth $1 million. But she did find some pretty interesting stuff over the years. Now, she's in her 80s and she's not that mobile anymore. There you go. I'm inside of 6 months to retire. Just packed a Balikbayan box. Now it's Groundhog Day for me after working in Korea for 8 years. It really made me angry about the U.S. Can't wait to leave here. Well, I can understand that stuff in the U.S. is just changing. It's just gotten so difficult. I'm not sure that I would even know how to act in the U.S. with everything that's going on. You know, I was talking about the U.S. the other day. I was talking about San Francisco in particular. You know, we used to catch flights when I was in my 40s. We used to catch a flight. We could fly from Phoenix to San Francisco, spend a beautiful weekend in San Francisco, and fly back to Phoenix, $95 round trip. It's only an hour and 15, 20-minute flight. Something like that, 2 hours maybe. All right. Now, do you know that there's actually an app in San Francisco so that when you see somebody take a dump on the street, you can mark it, geotag it for a cleanup crew to come clean it up? It's just gotten horrible. And I'm not picking on San Francisco. It's gotten horrible in a lot of cities. But don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of beautiful places in the U.S. Cliff says, yeah, America. Yeah, you know what, Cliff? It'll always be my home country, my nationality. I still love it. Hunter lost his Coke in the White House. Somebody did, that's for sure. And they're backpedaling on that. I don't know what they're going to do about it. Heath, welcome to the channel. My cousin owns a hotel and condo in Florida on Marco Island. Wow, that is a beautiful place. I love Marco Island. And welcome to the channel, Heath. Pyrus has a plan to start in Cebu. I like their airport. Find a place outside the city. Yeah, Cebu has a great airport. Great airport. Ruby says, first Saturday night, pin for Margarita Station dinner. I'll take your advice. I'm telling you, if you know what, I will try and remember to put it in our calendar. and we will all go to Mongolian. We love the Mongolian. They do it. If they still do it, things have changed a little bit there, but I think they still do Mongolian on Saturday night. We had it about 3 weeks, I don't know, a month ago. But YN Bob, I used to live in Naples. Naples, you know what? I like the Gulf Coast of Florida too. I really do. It's beautiful. Although I have had a problem there before. The first time I took Arlene to Florida, I did, when Arlene got her driver's license, we did a west, east, east, west drive. We drove from Phoenix, Arizona to Key West, Florida. Number one, give her more practice driving where I could physically see it. Paranoid. And number two, though, so she could see different parts of America. You know, we're cutting through. We stopped off in San Antonio. We stopped off in Houston. We stopped off in New Orleans. Stopped off in Gulfport, Pensacola, Fort Lauderdale, and Key West. And then coming back, we stopped off in Naples. And one of the problems was we had to literally leave about 3 hours after we got there. We checked into the hotel. We went to dinner. They had a beautiful Hilton right there on the beach. We're sitting on an oceanfront table. And they told us, let us know if you're not feeling well. They were having a red tide. It's an algae bloom. And I'm telling you, within 45 minutes, our eyes were just watering and going crazy. And the Hilton fully refunded us, gave us some stuff for our eyes, and we checked right back out and left. Ruby says, have we tried Bolinao, Pangasinan, or Balar, Quezon? Just a few hours drive from Angeles. You know what? No, Ruby, we haven't. But we are starting to look at doing other things that are closer to Angeles. James, Bohol is an awesome place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there at all. Brownouts, isolation is just too much. Getting things you want is impossible. You know what, James? As a tourist, you don't see it. So I couldn't say anything, but I would imagine it would have some of those very same issues. So that's good to know. Michael says, I rented a condo for 7 days in Boracay for $260 in October. Nice. Way to go, Mike. Florida man, my wife and I were born and raised in San Francisco, Sunset District. Retired to Central Florida 6 years ago. So then you saw the changes in San Francisco. I can remember. I remember going. Remember the Cliff House restaurant. Remember Neptune's down at the pier. All that's gone. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Sharky, not true, James. What were you looking for? I don't know. That you could not get. Oh, I don't know. Michael says, I plant fake bones with broken watches and cheap jewelry, other humorous stuff when on vacation on the beaches. So people with medical tech. Oh, my God, Mike. There you go, have a nice day. In Korea at 3 a.m., you can have 10 kids behind you and not even feel the need to turn your head. Here, one person behind me, and I reach in my pocket holding a knife. Sucks to live that way. I don't know. Of course, we're not out at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to be honest with you. Midnight, 1 o'clock is pretty much our cutoff time. But we've never felt unsafe. Now, that being said, when we go home, it doesn't matter whether we're 3 blocks from the house or 3 miles from the house, we always take a trike home. We don't walk down streets that aren't well lit. But we've never had a problem. And I've never felt unsafe. Tin says, my ambition is to cycle around the world. Wow. That would be a huge endeavor. You know, Lombard Street will be a heck of a ride on a bicycle, Tim. Pirate says, I want to metal detect offshore, a little bit of snorkeling. I don't know how to do that. Is that complicated? Those red ties are crazy toxic. Yeah, they were. I mean, you know, and I was a diver for, you know, all my life and up into my 50s. Okay. And really never ran into a red tide. Didn't realize just how nasty it was. Says, cool. At Michael, you should buy a Philippine Rolex and plant it on the beach. I don't know. Man, they're wanting a fortune. I saw a guy the other day selling fake Philippine Rolexes the other day, and he was wanting like $45 for the stupid thing. Pyro, you ought to pan some of these creeks coming off the side of Mount Arayat, where I live sometime. You know, BT, the Philippines actually has a lot of gold. I don't know where it is. Ruby says, there you go. It's similar in Australia. Very safe place to live and no worry about mass shootings at all. Yeah. And you know, Ruby, I saw another one this morning. It just never ends. Yes, it would be fun to see you and your wife do some road trips. Yeah, we're going to do some. I really and truly am trying to get up the nerve to actually do a road trip from Angeles to our home in Mindanao. I don't know. I don't know whether I can plan that as well as I want. BT says he can show you around if you're ever around. And put some miles on that SUV. Yeah, it doesn't have much, that's for sure. Politicians screw up cities, starting with Feinstein. Yeah, somebody sure did. That would be cool, BT and Betty's Philippine Adventures. Dardos, hola. ¿Cómo está, Dardos? How are you doing? I'm glad to see you. Seen a documentary on what's called compressor mining. There's crazy dangerous. You know what? I don't think you're going to find OSHA doing any kind of mining inspections here. China has bought off most politicians on the West Coast going back 50 years. It's quite possible. There's a heavy influence, that's for sure. Darter says, question, in the USA, it is advised to get a VPN to watch IPTV. Do you use or need one in the Philippines? I have a VPN. I don't use it to watch IPTV. Our TV goes straight out, no problem. Netflix doesn't have an issue with it. And our IPTV pirate channels don't have an issue with it. I use a VPN when I'm doing my financials. So, when I do my monthly transfers and stuff like that. Would I use one? I think that anything you can do to safeguard your data and your personal data is worthwhile. I really and truly do. Just like I can sincerely say that if you like what you've been seeing, if you want to help support this channel, feel free right up there. buy me a coffee, we'll be happy to accept even the smallest of donations. Tin Whistle says, sadly, you have shootings in the U.S. Sadly, we have stabbings in London. We have a bad mayor here in London, and his first form of defense is to attack his critics. You know, Tin, I think, honestly, I think we're seeing violence go up everywhere in the world. I really do. San Francisco needs Dirty Harry back times 10. That would make some sort of a difference there, I'm sure. Never felt unsafe in the Philippines, but you're right, Mike. If on Walking Street late, take a trike home. Yeah, we always, it's not uncommon for us to go to Tequila Reef, then go visit a few bars where we have friends, and then go home. And we just get into a trike and we go home. We're not going to walk down Narcisco Street in the dark late at night. Not that it's bad, okay? But why invite an issue? You know, it's $2. Big deal. You know, and by then I don't want to walk that far anyways. I am quite lazy, with my legs especially. You know, some of you may not know it, but I have a disability. I don't collect disability. I don't get disability checks, but I have significant neuropathy in my lower extremities from the diabetes. And with that being said, I have a very hard time with balance, except when I'm on a flat surface. And if I've had a couple drinks, I really have a hard time with balance. I'm not going to walk home like that. BT says, gotta go. See you next time. Take care, BT. Thanks for dropping in. John says, in all liberal cities, a lot of their people are leaving in droves. Yes. Absolutely. San Francisco, beautiful place, but would not want to live there. It used to be beautiful. I really don't think it is that much anymore. I mean, all the things, I guess that's a terrible thing to say. I'm calling all of San Francisco one way based on certain areas. You know what? It used to be beautiful everywhere. Now it's only beautiful in some places, you know? I even heard that prices for homes at the Presidio have dropped. And that is weird. Michael for mayor of San Francisco. There you go, Mike. There's your new campaign manager. What do you think about the cluster bombs we're giving the Ukraine? Gee, that's a loaded question for me. I believe in, I don't like war. And I believe there are far, far too many casualties in war. And also hate that wars create people that are handicapped for the rest of their lives. I just don't, to me, it's a terrible situation. On the other hand, you have a right to defend what's yours, and you have a right to defend your country. And when countries fight, I think there are no rules. And it's just horrible. I don't know how else to really say it. I think that, we still have unexploded munitions in Vietnam. So, I'm not a big fan of it. Tim says, I agree with you as much violence is going on around the world, but here in London, our police are in special measures, as is other public services under current mayor, and he's part of the problem. Yeah, well, every city will have its own issues. And then Pyro says, I've not been there in a long time. Yeah. Yeah, San Francisco was beautiful 25 years ago. Homesteader, welcome. Is it difficult to bring a Filipina from the Philippines to Thailand if I'm not married to her? I don't think so. However, I'll tell you our experience and our friends. We had 3 couples going to Thailand about, I want to say 4 months ago. 2 married couples, 1 boyfriend, girlfriend. The boyfriend, girlfriend, she had a brand new passport, had never been out of her country in her life, and there was an age gap between the boyfriend and the girlfriend. Filipina, American guy. We literally got questioned more by immigration than they did. And Arlene and I are married for years. Okay? On the other hand, we also heard from some friends of ours the other day that said they went to Thailand and immigration held them for held her for almost 2 hours going through everything. So I think, I know immigration here has gotten a lot of flack for that crap. And it's supposedly gotten better, but that's what our friend just went through. I cannot believe we will live in 2023 and still killing people. Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to stop killing people, to be honest with you. Humans are pieces of shit sometimes. They invaded, they get what they get. They can always go back to Russia. Indeed. I don't doubt that. Ruby says it's sad that people don't learn the lessons of history about wars. You know what? Ruby's right. And if you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it. And nobody wins. I sent you an email link to the condo in Boracay. Oh, thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. Pyro says, if you're defending your home, you use whatever else you can. I would. I agree. I agree that you would use whatever else. I just would hate for, in the defense of my house, my neighbor step on a mine that I didn't get to clean up. That's the only part that bothers me. I don't have a problem with defending my home at all, but I am worried about those types of things. There you go. Have a nice day. Yes, we do have bombs still in Vietnam. My friend's brother-in-law spent 10 years in Vietnam disabling bombs. They say the unexploded cluster bombs look like toys. Crazy. Yeah, I don't know. That's something I just don't know enough about to make a decent, reasonable comment at all. Hey, everybody. Arlene is home, and I need to help her unload stuff. So we're going to say goodbye, and thank you so much for joining. And we hope you have a great day. And if you'd like to help sponsor this channel, buymeacoffee.com. Mike and Arlene. We'd certainly appreciate it. Have a great day.